Oh yeah, so I remember I did a recording basically saying that if, you know, Terry Joel wanted to keep an eye on me, he could, because my theory was that after a couple of years they would realise that I didn't have any bad motives. You know what I mean? So, but I can understand, because most people that have been through what I've been through end up being really screwed up. But I've never had an issue with people doing better than me. I've only had an issue with people if they're doing better than me because they deliberately went out of their way to destroy my life, which is something that Terry Joel hasn't done. Because I was at employment for, because he'll do a recording sharing his perspective or talking about something, like pick a little thing out of what I said, but not saying my name, and I'm cool with that, because I don't really, it's, for me, I'm cool with it, And the thing is I had that employment the whole entire time, and I bumped into people who brought up his channel, and I bumped into people that had a similar attitude from what I see online, but nothing bad ever happened. That's why I know that he doesn't have any bad plans or anything. But a lot of people in my position, not all, but some, some would. But I'm going to be, I'm going to work my way there, so I'll take any employment that comes my way. I want to stay in security and stuff, but if I can get another job, and then until I get a security job, if I just get a security job, just go in there. And because there are some jobs that are offering your average income, which is like 65 grand a year, and I'm basically good to go for those ones. And I apply for them, but the ones that say, if you've got 3 years experience, you can, some of the same companies are saying, hey, if you've got 3 years experience, here's this job for like 6 grand, or the police are offering 6 grand, and there's other things that I've been applying for, and it's no point trying to hide it, because again, if my enemies wanted to wreck it, I can't stop them sharing what they have to say behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, to try and dissuade other people from giving me opportunities. And I know that a lot of opportunities have been sabotaged due to these people, but God has promised me, God has promised me. And so I know, I don't have bad intentions. I just want to work my way up to, getting double the amount as the average person. For reasons I said in the previous recording, it's not to prove I'm better than the average person. It's just, those voices have gone way down since I've been earning the same amount as those who made my life hell. Or, the ones who were overtly doing it. And then the thing is they've gone way down. And then they went way down when I went no contact, and then now it's like, but I want to not think of them. I don't want to think of them at all. I don't want to get upset about once a month or something. And the way to do that is get that amount of money. And when I get upset, I just, keep to myself. Oh, this bump here is because when you're younger and you got a whole ton of emotion, and I didn't know anything about autism or ADHD, and I thought the world was treating me the way it was treating me, and I thought that it was just like, harming me on purpose. But because you think that everyone views things from your perspective, you think that everyone's brain works the same, right? and then you find out you have these two diagnoses that, you know. And so that caused a lot of frustration and anger. So I used to hit myself like that. So I didn't do that the whole time I was working at Armaguard. When I was working at other places before then, it had went, Carter's, it went way down, compared to where. And then Armaguard, I didn't do it at all. But from my mid-20s to early 30s, it was daily. So there's a tax point on your body. So I don't put makeup on here because it's part of my story. And I do a little bit now, but like 1/10, 1/15 the amount as I used to from my mid-20s to early 30s. And people deliberately destroying my life, Wow, this person's a great person, he's phenomenal, he's great, he's this and that, and then this was the same person that was spreading rumors and turned a bunch of people against me and cost me employment opportunities, and then now they're being put on a stage in front of a couple of hundred people or whatever at the church I went to, or but then they would always get found out and disciplined, but then they'd find another way and then go on like that, but they always had employment, So yeah, I don't have an issue with Terry Joe. I think he's pretty cool. I like his channel. The thing is what was I going to say? The alcohol, yeah. So, because I went no contact 5 years ago, this week I rehabbed. What do you call it? Relapsed. Yeah, I relapsed, and I've been watching one Ollie Matthews recording every day for about a week, and I decided to stop. I really appreciate that channel, it helps me so much. I was watching I sent money to that PayPal one time, but then I saw it come back, and I thought, well, maybe they're protecting themselves or whatever, and that makes sense, I was doing my recordings, and I was figuring things out, and so that makes sense to me. But that's been a really helpful channel, that one and Narcissist Chronicles, and for 2 years it was like I was watching a couple of their recordings every day. It was really helpful. And then the next 2 years I was weaning off, so it was maybe once a week, then it got to once a month, and then it was just cold, and then after that it got to cold turkey, and then all of a sudden it was 3 years no contact, 4 years no contact. When those things happened, or when it was my parents' birthday, those were the times I would relapse for a week or so. So I'm back on it now. I'm back off. God bless those channels. But yeah, he'll probably be thinking why you go to a bar, and it's well, in my 20s, I used to think alcohol was so fun. Didn't have the answers I have now, or the clarity I have now, and now it's I didn't have alcohol for a whole year, and then I didn't have it for 3 months, and then until again I haven't had it for 4 months, and it's you don't miss it, you don't crave it. It's just okay, I've achieved this thing, I've got a new job, I got a promotion, or I went up a level in martial arts and things like that, and it's how do I celebrate? The movies seem to be different titles but the same story. Some of them literally have the same titles, so, but I might go to a Marvel movie if they do that, or DC comic movie. How do you celebrate without doing that, or buying clothes, or eating junk food? So it's just to spend money on something to congratulate myself, but I don't miss it, And now you have all this clarity. So on an unconscious level, it obviously had got too much, and then I was pursuing escapism. So, yeah.